Tonight's Showbiz Countdown, the top 5 women wowing us. And kicking things off at number 5 tonight, Snooki's baby revealed. The very first pictures revealed today from the new issue of People magazine that's coming out on Friday. The new Jersey Shore mom wowing us with this first look at her new bouncing bundle of joy, baby Lorenzo. Look at that little face. It's so adorable. And of course, with baby comes change, because the big-time party girl now says she's turning over a new leaf. Let me bring in People Magazine's Carlos Greer for an insider's look at what happened on baby Lorenzo's very first photo shoot. We got to take a look at what happened on baby Lorenzo's very first photo shoot, Carlos. Snooki opened her home to you guys at People. You got to see her in action as a mom. I got to know, how is she doing so far?
Snooki is fantastic. I got to tell you, when we talked to her a few days ago, she came out, she was all dolled up, she was in full makeup, and the first thing she said was, "Where's my baby?" So she's really excited about this new role, and she doesn't want to spend a second without Lorenzo.
You didn't see any cocktails around, no beers, nothing like that?
No beer. She's traded in the beer bottles for the baby bottles. She's really grown. She's a very mature woman right now, and she's really into her family and not going out anymore.
Yeah, she did say on Good Morning America while she was pregnant that she is a changed woman. In fact, let's remind ourselves of that moment.
What's your alcohol policy during pregnancy?
Obviously, no drinking. None whatsoever. Like, I'm scared to even have caffeine. All my friends are like, "You can have a glass of wine." I'm like, no. I refuse.
Is it hard to give up alcohol? I mean, that's kind of your reputation, is that you're a party girl.
Not really. I just don't like to be around people that drink, because then I'll be like, cool, I miss it.
Okay, so again, she was pregnant at that moment, Carlos. You guys at People got the first insider's look at Snooki as a mom. Do you truly feel she is turning over a new leaf?
She really is turning over a new leaf. Like I said, she doesn't want to spend a second without this baby. During the photo shoot, she was constantly looking for him, even when he was in his grandmother's arms. She's a very protective mother, and she doesn't want to spend a day without this kid. So she's really growing into motherhood right now.
Good to hear. I'm very proud of Snooki and her little Snookster, and I'm just, thrilled to know that she's actually keeping it on the straight and narrow. We didn't think she could do it. Carlos Greer, thank you so much. Can't wait to see more of the pictures when the new issue of People magazine hits newsstands on Friday. Well, Snooki was not the only woman wowing us today. Next at number 4 on the Showbiz Countdown, Jessica Simpson's weight loss struggle. Finally, in Hollywood, a new mom taking her time to take off the post-pregnancy weight. And I say it's about time. In an all-new candid interview with Us Weekly, just out today, Jessica revealing it just hasn't been that easy. And here's what she's saying. "I let myself indulge in everything I wanted because it was the first time I was ever pregnant and I wanted to enjoy it. I didn't realize the weight, didn't all come off with the baby." And I gotta say, hats off to Jessica for just keeping it real, right? Let me bring in from New York, Imogen Lloyd Webber, who's the author of The Twitter Diaries. Fantastic book out now. Also want to bring in Amanda Seales, the host of MTV's Hip Hop POV. Imogen, I'm going to go over to you first. Jessica, incredibly candid in this new interview. She's revealing how she was so obsessed with macaroni and cheese, among other things. I think it's so great to hear celebrities speak for once about how, there's no magic to losing the baby weight. Isn't it refreshing?
Well, on some levels it's refreshing, but she's also being paid around $4 million by Weight Watchers to keep it real. And then other celebrities like Kate Hudson didn't have the sort of $4 million advantage from Weight Watchers, but they had to get ready for a movie role. Kate Hudson was working out 6 hours a day because of that. So on some levels she is being paid to be this accessible.
Yeah, but you know what? We can't fault her for that. I mean, look, they offered her the job. She took it. I don't know. I'm happy for her. She said she got to more than 170 pounds while she was pregnant, and now being the new spokesperson for Weight Watchers, she is all ready. We haven't seen it yet, but she's all ready to show off her post-baby bod on the debut of Katie Couric's new show next week. Amanda, do you think that more women can relate to Jessica now that they see her struggling to get the pounds off, even if it is perhaps motivated by a Weight Watchers campaign?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think, a lot of times celebrities are definitely painted in a picture of perfection to us. And so many women look at them and say, well, if they can do it, why can't I do it? So by her just being honest and saying, this is what it is, it lets a lot of women know that they're not crazy or they're not lazy. It is difficult to get rid of the baby weight.
Not crazy or lazy. All right, I say good for you. Hats off, Jessica. Not the only celebrity, by the way, getting attention because of her weight, which brings us to number 3 on the Showbiz Countdown of our top 5 5 women wowing us. We're talking about Christina's curves. Now, she's been getting some flack for her new, fuller figure. You even have Joan Rivers chiming in on NBC's Jimmy Fallon show. Let's watch.
Christina Aguilera, we mentioned that she was fat. I think the joke was cows tip her. I know there was a joke. So I'm in a restaurant. I'm in Spago's with Melissa, and we're eating dinner, and Fatso is across the way. And she comes lumbering over, you know, with that no-neck look. I thought, oh, here it comes. And she comes over to my table, and she says, "You're going to finish that?"
You know, I love Joan Rivers, and call me too politically correct if you want. I don't think you should ever make a joke out of somebody's weight. That's me. Christina, though, is the one who may be getting the last laugh here. She gave a brand new interview to Lucky Magazine. Let me read to you what she is saying. She says, actually, the challenge I've always had is being too thin. So I love that now I have a booty. And obviously, I love showing my cleavage. All right. Imogen, are you with me that we should be saying kudos to Christina for not sweating the criticism?
Absolutely. She's been in the public eye since 1993 with the Mickey Mouse Club. She was unbelievably thin when, of course, she was a pop princess in the late 1990s. So give her a break. As long as she's healthy, then that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, she's wowing me, Amanda, for her attitude. What about you?
Yes, I'm going to go the route and say as long as she's healthy, that's the best. But she is looking a little like a blonde Snooki.
What?
So you need to, you know.
Really?
Yeah, she's giving
the
me a
hair's not high enough there.
Snooki-esque-ness
Really?
about her. So I'm just saying she may want to check that.
I don't know. I think there's a different level of class going on there. I'm just going to say it
I'm
like
just
that.
speaking in purely aesthetics,
And
not
by the
in
way,
class.
am I too politically correct not wanting people to make jokes about people because of their weight?
You're just a nice guy, and that's okay.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Number 2 on the Showbiz Countdown of the top 5 women wowing us, Kim Kardashian's confession. This was great. She was on ABC's The View today. She had an all-new interview with the ladies, and she finally set the record straight about her future with Kanye West. Let us all watch this together.
You're a different person.
Yeah.
You feel very close to him.
Yeah.
You're divorced, undivorced, whatever. Are you really thinking in terms of a permanent relationship?
I definitely think anything I'd be in now is a permanent relationship.
And is this the one that you're in now?
I hope so. I believe so.
I hope so. I believe so. There you go. True love for Kim Kardashian. I mean, could it be, Imogen? I have to tell you, by the way, the more I see Kimye Bond, the more I think they may just be made for each other. So are you buying it that this could be the one for her, or do you perhaps see another Chris Humphries disaster heading down the tracks here?
Well, just call me cynical here. They've got another 3 seasons signed up for Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And I think a lot will depend on whether he thinks it will help or hinder his music career to be on Keeping Up with the Kardashians for the next 3 series. So I think we'll see. I'm withholding judgment at the moment. She's maybe a little cynical.
Imogen, still in the school that this is all being done for publicity. I'm saddened. I'm shocked. I'm not appalled, though. I can totally understand where you're coming from. It's time for the woman who wowed us the most on the Showbiz Countdown. First Lady Michelle Obama, who wowed the nation at the Democratic National Convention last night. Watch this.
You see, at the end of the day, my most important title is still Mom-in-Chief. My daughters are still the heart of my heart and the center of my world. But let me tell you, today I have none of those worries from 4 years ago. No, not about whether Barack and I were doing what was best for our girls.
That was something. Back with me now, Imogen, Lloyd Webber, and Amanda Seales. Everybody today was buzzing about the First Lady. I mean, look right here. This is the New York Daily News today. She's a hit right there on the cover. They say Michelle wows in a rousing speech. It's one of the many reasons we named her the top woman who wowed us today. Imogen, I don't care what your political affiliation is today. Did we get this right?
Well, even Fox News called her speech masterful, so I think that says it all. Michelle Obama is absolutely incredible, gave the speech of convention season so far, both including the Republican convention and the Democratic convention so far. So well done. She's a great ambassador for America.
Yeah, it really was something to watch. It was humbling in a way, and she seems so genuine. And everybody's been talking about her big moment last night, including the great Steve Harvey. Steve just launched his new talk show, and I spoke with him today. He said Michelle did what she had had to do for the president, and on top of that, she just looked good.
The First Lady sees a side of him that most of us never get to see. And for her to expose that side of how he is with the family, how he cares about that time, that's important for people to know, that he's relatable, that he's the president of the United States, but at 6 o'clock, he's still trying to have dinner with his daughters because he doesn't want his daughters to have the same life that he had. I thought her message was dead on with what she was saying about him, and then she really understood her husband's plight and mission. And she's a good-looking First Lady. That's kind of nice to have.
Yeah, I mean, Steve makes a good point. It wasn't just Mrs. Obama's emotional speech or what she did for the president's reputation. She did look fantastic. And I'm not just talking about her beauty, just how poised she was. Didn't that score some big points for her, Amanda?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you know, I think Michelle has been really great at showing that she stands next to Barack, not just behind him. And when she has this stage, this platform to speak on, and she does it so gracefully with such poise and just really exudes a sense of authenticity that a lot of us don't get to see in politics, it really confirms that she is just our number one woman of wow.
Yeah, she certainly is. But I do have to say she has some competition. You know, Mitt Romney's wife really electrified the Republican National Convention as well. What do you think, very quickly, Imogen, who wins the battle of the First Ladies here? Would it be Mrs. Romney, Mrs. Obama?
I think Mrs. Obama does, and also the opinion polls say it that way as well. Michelle rates better than her husband, better than Joe Biden, and of course the Romneys as well.
Well, it was a great moment, and yeah, wow is the word for Michelle Obama tonight. Imogen, Lloyd, Webber, Amanda Seales, thank you both.